Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock, and blessings are falling on you. And guess what? Tobago is opening their very first foreign language bookstore. We're going to shine a spotlight on that on Now with Kimberly D'Souza.
Now, as we focus on Tobago for Tobago Thursdays, we shine the spotlight on Abini Taylor. Abini is the owner of Tobago's first foreign language bookstore. Abini is a foreign language teacher at Bishop's High School in Tobago and founded the School of Foreign Language in Tobago in 2014. She was voted actually Tutors Tobago's District Young Teacher of the Year in 2021 and is a Tobago Youth Award and National Youth Award recipient. Abini, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted?
Bien, gracias. También. My Spanish is a little rusty, so I'm trying to think still.
That was good. That was really good, actually.
So, Abini, first of all, I mean, how did you get involved or even started in foreign languages?
My love began, well, I was at preschool when we had to sing this song in Spanish, but it really set off when I went to the Bishop's High School. I had a really good teacher, Mr. Kushon Cornwall. He made the language really fun and enticing and attractive. When I was in fourth form, myself and two others, we were able to do the CSEC examination under his tutelage, Mr. Cornwall, and we were successful. We got a grade 1 with a straight A profile, and then the love began to grow. However, I was really supposed to be my family's doctor. I did biochem, physics, everything, all up to sixth form, but French and Spanish just took my heart away. So that is how it really began. And I went to the University of the West Indies in Trinidad, studied there. And then when I came back home, began teaching. And the more when you're teaching, you learn twice. You have to do extra research because you have to be confident in what you do. When the love just began to grow and flourish and just, I think sometimes this chose me, but yeah, that's how it began. This journey.
I can actually hear it in your voice. I guess you're happy that you chose this track rather than sciences.
Yes. I definitely.
Yes.
It felt home. It felt like home when I was doing French and Spanish, because biochem and physics I had to study really hard. I had to focus, and I was like, I don't think this is for me. So when I feel as though I touch more lives as a teacher and an educator rather than I may have had if I were a doctor. Yeah,
so currently it's only Spanish and French that you teach?
Yes, I do. I only do French and Spanish. I know a very little bit of Portuguese, but we offered Portuguese and German at my school, but those were outsourced teachers, not myself.
Okay. Now, you are a foreign language teacher at Bishop's, but you still decided to open up your own foreign language school. How did you make that transition, or why did you think it was necessary to open this school?
Well, it only began as an extra class. You know, when you go to high school, you have extra classes or improvement classes. So that's how it started. And then I began to grow and began to flourish. I said, I need to take this thing seriously. You know? So I need to get registered and whatnot. And I just gave it a name. The first name was El Instituto de Idiomas. It's a Spanish name saying the School of Languages. Then I said, I'm not going to limit myself to just Spanish. I don't know what other doors may open. And then I made the transition of the name change in 2017 to the School of Foreign Language Appreciation Tobago. And literally everything just began to fall into place. There was no set goal or no set objective with regard to, I'm going to do this by the end of 2020 and this, no. It literally feels as though it was ordained. It literally feels as though this is what I am supposed to be doing. This is the purpose. This is what God has put me here to do. Like, that's how it feels 98.9% of the time. So yeah.
You know, when you listen to motivational speakers, they often say just start. And I think you are an example of the just starting and things will fall into place. So I think it's growing now. I mean, how many students do you have now and how has the response been?
Well, most of our classes are online right now. And we have, I think I lost count, but our classes have definitely grown. Most classes, probably the smallest class I have is like 20 students. But how we teach at the School of Foreign Language, you know, we are online, so we use our breakout rooms. We are very close with our students. We interact outside of the scheduled class times. So it's growing. It is definitely changing the lives of students with regard to their language learning journey. Students will come in failing the languages, French or Spanish, and when they that when they are with us, they will improve probably from an F to a B or to a A, but we really work together. The tutors are amazing. Kalyan Neptune, Ryan Phillips, they are amazing tutors. Tia Peterson, Joshua Fraser, they all contribute to the improvement of the students at the School of Foreign Language Appreciation Tobago.
So is it that students can come to you for lessons, or is it a full-time gig where, for example, if I'm interested in learning a second language, can I also, register as well?
Oh, definitely. We have courses that run for adults, persons who are out of the secondary school system. And yeah, we do that throughout the year. We do French, Spanish, Portuguese, and German for adults, persons who are out of the secondary school system, because most of our enhancement classes are for those who are gearing towards the CSEC examinations. So yes.
Now tell me about the bookstore. I mean, is it opened already? Where is it located, and what kind of resources can we find?
Awesome. We opened roughly 2 Sundays ago, and it is located in Canby, Tobago. For now, the only languages that have resources, they are French, Spanish, and English, because we have some non-English speakers here who also communicate with us to learn the language. We have games, books, online resources, so many, like everything you need to get to improve your language learning journey. I think we have it. Or if we don't, we're going to create it for you.
Nice. Now, you're a foreign language teacher. You also opened up your own school. Do you feel like the bookstore was the next step in your career?
It came to me last year in a dream. And I was like, okay, let me get up and write this song. And I just put it into fruition with the support of God and family members and friends. I was able to accomplish this goal in roughly about 6 to 7 months. But it was not my initial plan when I opened the school. When I opened the School of Foreign Language Tobago, I just opened it to have enhancement classes, children day camps, etc. And last year in the dream, it just came that you're doing all these resources to enhance the teaching in your classroom. They can't store everything on the bookshelf in your study room, so get this bookstore open. And that was it. Initially, in the dream, it was the bilingual bookstore. That is what I saw in the dream. But the bilingual bookstore is limited to 2 languages. So I just made it open to the foreign language bookstore and resource center, because we do translating, interpreting, etc. So, yes.
Nice. So you can come to purchase books, and you can also get the services as well.
Correct. Everything is outlined on our Facebook and Instagram pages. If anything you see there is not really answering the question or the interest that you have, according to the young people, send me a DM and we will address it.
Now, what ages can visit the store? Because I know like some parents are starting to, ensure that their younger children, at least they know the basic Spanish. So what ages do you have, that anybody can come to get resources?
Usually, I would say from 2.5 or 3 years old, but sometimes you would have a 2-year-old who is advanced. They read or they interact like a student who is 3.5 or 4. So we usually have on our resources from 2.5 years and above or 4 years and above. But if a child comes in and they are able to do the things that a 5-year-old could do and they are just 2, why not? We're not going to limit them and say, no, you're not 5 yet, you can't use this. No, once they are able to read or hold a pencil, because we have some workbooks that are in Spanish. Once students can hold a pencil to trace, they can take advantage of that resource. So we have all of those things involved at the
Nice. Now, apart from being an owner and a teacher, I know that you're also an author. So tell me about one of the latest books that you have written.
I have so many books, but one that is very close to my heart is a bilingual storybook. It is La Vida Tobagoense, which says the Tobagonian life. It is written through the eyes of an 8-year-old girl. Her name is Catalea. She calls herself a Veni Tobagoense, which is a Veni Tobagonian. Her mother is Venezuelan. Her father is Tobagonian. He's from Castara. So most of the context is set on that northern countryside in Tobago. She will talk about her favorite meal, which is bacon fried fish. She speaks of her school is the best school in Tobago, which is the Scarborough Methodist Primary School. And the book is written in Spanish and in French. The English translation is right next to it, so persons can be encouraged. And of course, it comes with audio to assist with the Spanish pronunciation. So yes, that is one of my favorite books that I would have written recently. And one is coming out very soon, but that one is in Francais et Anglais, in French and in English. And I really hope persons appreciate that one because a lot of Trinbagonian content is in that.
And when is that one going to come out? Is it going to be at the end of the year, maybe at the end of this month? How soon?
We are looking at the end of July to have it published. So I am very excited. I never mentioned it before. This is the first time I'm mentioning it in a public space such as this. And I'm very excited, like over elated to have it on the market.
Now, I just have to ask, the La Vida, and I wouldn't embarrass myself by pronouncing the last word, but was that from like a personal experience?
Oh no, it was not from a personal experience actually. It was from a young girl who used to be with me a lot. I used to have her from time to time, and I realized how she used to express herself with things that were around her. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this into the context of a book. And many persons really, really were attracted. I think I probably have like 3 in stock. Hopefully my printers can send some for me by the end of June. So the inspiration really come from that little girl. At the time she was 8, and I really love how she would have been viewing things that I was seeing not in the same light, and I found it was so interesting. So I just put it into the form of a book.
Now, going back to the bookstore, I know that you said that you have basically resources for people of all ages. For the younger children, is it that you have the workbooks, and did you create those workbooks as well?
Oh yes, I did. I did create every workbook, and it really stemmed from teaching enhancement classes, started teaching enhancement classes and trying to get the content as simplified as possible. I started to create my own resources. And then I was like, why not put these resources into books and games and and in other forms in order to make the languages more attractive and more doable for students. So that's what I did.
Now, Abini, we're seeing some shots of the bookstore on screen, and I'm seeing that you also have merch in the store as well.
Oh, yes, because through the School of Foreign Language Tobago, apart from having the foreign language bookstore, we actually have the Foreign Language Club of Tobago. It's a free club that persons can join. We usually meet the last Friday of each month, and we have T-shirts, we have mugs for the store, and we have T-shirts for the Foreign Language Club, and content such as Live Your Best Life, the Foreign Language Movement are printed on these T-shirts. So just to promote, of course, this language learning journey that we all are on, the language learning journey, which I want to encourage more persons to get on board. We have space for everyone. Jump on the train because we want that Trinidad and Tobago has an official language, maybe Spanish or French, but we really want to encourage this language learning journey, not only in the context of strict academics, but let's appreciate the languages, let's love it, because when you speak more than one language, you just don't meet someone with their minds, you meet them at their hearts when you can interact with them in their language. And we can always start with Spanish, which is much easier.
Now, while the store is located in Tobago, do you have any services that we in Trinidad can access? I mean, the book club sounds very interesting.
Well, the Foreign Language Club, where you learn different languages. We actually have Japanese in that, we have Japanese in that one, we have German. So it depends on the tutor that is available at the time to conduct the meeting. And we would have viewed movies in Spanish, like we did Encanto. Encanto was really interesting. We did Luca, we did it in the foreign language. And we are so excited to continue this movement with the foreign languages. With regard to our resources, many persons would have reached out to us for the things we were posting at the store. And of course, we send it via TT Post. Sometimes when I go to Trinidad, I would drop off persons at general areas. So yes, no one is limited if you cannot get to Tobago.
And in terms of the online resources, could someone from Trinidad, for example, join one of your classes?
Oh, yes, we have a lot of Trinidadians in our classes, from the enhancement sessions for students, for the toddlers, and even when we have our adults courses, we have at least 4 Trinidadians in the cohort. And I really appreciate you all for that. Muchísimas gracias por el apoyo. Thank you so much for the support.
Now, quickly, because I know we have to wrap soon, I was reading that you reimagine a Snakes and Ladders as a Spanish version?
Yes, it actually is slides and ladders. I didn't like the snakes. I'm really afraid of snakes, so I didn't want that on the game. So many persons actually purchase that game. It's affordable, and it's fun. But once you read the rules and you follow the rules, you would really enjoy. So many persons purchase that game like from as young as 5 years old, and encourages you to count in Spanish, say the alphabet in Spanish. The instructions on the game, they are in Spanish. So it's kind of like an extreme language immersion that you will experience when playing all games, whether it be Spanish or Francais, French.
And finally, as we're going towards that July to August vacation, I know that you offer summer camps in Spanish as well, right?
Yes, so this year we are calling it the Java Spanish Expo 2022. We know Java is July, August vacation because most of us would say there's no summer in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, you need to change that name. So that's why we do the Java. It's a physical camp. We target students from as young as 4 years to as old as 15 years, but they will be sectioned off into different rooms where they barely interact with each other because you know that those age groups can be a bit interesting when interacting. So we want to protect students, have them comfortable while they learn the Spanish language. When we go on our field trips, hopefully we're going to field trips in Trinidad this year with the support of parents and guardians, and of course, our tutors.
So and the summer camp is face-to-face?
Yes, definitely physical. I think most students will fed up of online, fed up of the screen time. So we are doing this physical space. So when parents go out to work, they can feel comfortable that the children are in a safe space until they return home. So we are definitely doing a physical camp in July 2022.
And finally, Abini, if anybody needs to get in contact with you for any of the information that you just shared, can you tell us your even social handles, Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing?
Yes, you can find us at School of Foreign Language Tobago on Facebook and on Instagram, the Foreign Lang Bookstore on Instagram, and the Foreign Language Bookstore and Resource Center on Facebook. And all of our contact numbers are there, emails, and of course the website. Yes, itu es todo. That's it.
Abini Taylor, gracias. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for joining us on the Now Morning Show. And again, congratulations with all the work that you've been doing. Thank you so much.
Nada, a la orden.
And that was Abini Taylor, who's an owner, she's an entrepreneur, she's an educator. She just opened the first foreign language bookstore in Tobago.